Thanks so much for joining us here on Good Day Gulf Coast on this Wednesday morning. April is Autism Awareness Month, and this morning we have Jules Starr with the CORE Project here to talk a little bit more about autism awareness, the resources available in our community, and all of the things that people need to know. Jules, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, let's talk a little bit about first, what is autism?
So autism is a neurodiagnosis that happens when a misfire happens in the brain. And what happens as children age is we see a lack of language develop, and then we also see some deficits develop with socialization. And then at times there are repetitive or what people would call stereotypical behaviors, the hand flapping, the jumping, the spinning. What traditional autism typically looks like is what people would refer to as autism, but that spectrum is huge.
And there's some new numbers that came out overnight, right?
Yes, while we were sleeping, the new numbers were reported as 1 in 31, which is an increase from 1 in 36 at about 3%.
Okay, so we're seeing more people diagnosed with autism. And you said that the way that we kind of define the spectrum of autism has changed as well.
Yeah, so as we've looked at autism and as it has grown into its fullest prevalence rate, I hope, we're seeing this kind of neurodivergence happen where we're including others as well. And you know, our spectrum's getting bigger where we celebrate differences among others, and as we grow we want to celebrate all that are growing in our community and really kind of include them in everything that we do, from profound to what some would call shadows of autism. We all have a place here and we all belong.
Absolutely. Now you run the CORE Project,
yes,
which is started out with 3 students back in 2020,
yes,
and has grown significantly.
Yes, we started in the middle of 2020 in a pandemic and have grown to serve over 700 children in Mobile and Baldwin County.
So that's a great resource if someone who's thinking you need some more information, right? They can reach out to y'all.
Absolutely, always.
Okay, and so talk a little bit about y'all are year-round, and you offer services year-round, and you talked about that speech, it's occupational therapy.
Yeah, we have speech, we have occupational therapy, we have a diagnostic clinic, which is the beginning of every parent's journey. So to the parent, to the mom who's questioning, please talk to your pediatrician. Please talk to them about signs and symptoms that are concerning you. Please seek help early so we can get the therapies early. We can help change the trajectory of what we hope can happen. We want maximum potential for all. And if we can get them early, we can for sure help.
Okay, so you mentioned symptoms and signs. So
yeah,
anybody who might be questioning, what might they be seeing?
So just if you're looking at your little boy typically, and because boys are diagnosed 4 to 1 to girls, and we get late talkers. Well, their dad was just a late talker. Well, maybe at 2, we should ask our pediatrician, can we do a screening? Can we just double check and make sure we are on track with our milestones? Always, and there's no harm in asking. So it's always, if a mama's got a gut feeling, let's check.
Absolutely. And Jules is a great resource. We're going to put her information with the CORE Project up. If you have any questions, a perfect person to reach out to as we continue to raise awareness and educate about autism. Jules, thank you so much for being here and for everything that y'all do.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.